Hello, students. Welcome to High5 Education. I am Teacher Rainey, your math tutor. So, sit back, grab your notebook, and let's get into the math zone, where numbers aren't just digits. They're a story waiting to be told. So, what are you waiting for? Let's start!
Have you ever noticed the shapes of road signs, bridges, rooftops, or even pizza slices? Many of these objects use triangles because they are one of the strongest and most useful shapes in the world. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to classify triangles based on their side lengths and angle measurements. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to identify whether a triangle is equilateral, isosceles, or scalene, and recognize acute, right, and obtuse triangles with confidence. So, grab your pencil, get ready to think like a mathematician, and let's explore the fascinating world of triangles together. Let's get started with High5 Education. Let's take a look at our learning intention for today's lesson. Today, we will learn how to classify triangles according to their sides and angles. We'll discover what makes each type of triangle unique and learn how to identify their special properties. We'll also compare different triangles by looking closely at their characteristics, such as the lengths of their sides and the sizes of their angles. Finally, we'll explore how triangle classifications are used in real-life situations, from building strong bridges and roofs to creating designs in architecture and engineering. By the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to confidently identify and classify different types of triangles and explain why they are important in the world around us. Now, before we learn how to classify triangles, let's first understand what a triangle is. A triangle is a two-dimensional shape with three sides, three angles, and three vertices, or corners. It is one of the most basic and important shapes in geometry. There are two main ways to classify triangles. First, we can classify them by their sides. We look at whether the sides are all the same length or if they have different lengths. Second, we can classify them by their angles. We examine whether the angles are acute, right, or obtuse. As we continue today's lesson, we'll explore each type of triangle in detail and learn how to identify them quickly and confidently. Let's begin with our first type of triangle based on its side lengths, the equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all three sides are exactly the same length. Because all the sides are equal, all three interior angles are also equal, and each angle measures 60 degrees. This makes the equilateral triangle a perfectly balanced and symmetrical shape. A simple real-life example is the triangular warning sign or the triangular sections in bridge structures, where equal sides help provide strength and stability. To identify an equilateral triangle, remember this simple rule: 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles of 60 degrees. If you see those properties, you know it's an equilateral triangle. Next is the isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two sides of equal length, while the third side is a different length. Because two sides are equal, the two angles opposite those sides are also equal. This is one of the key properties that helps us identify an isosceles triangle. You can find isosceles triangles in real life in house rooftops, bridge supports, and road signs, where their balanced shape provides both strength and symmetry. Here's an easy way to remember it. An isosceles triangle has two equal sides and two equal angles. If you spot these characteristics, you've found an isosceles triangle. Our third type of triangle based on its side lengths is the scalene triangle. A scalene triangle is a triangle in which all three sides have different lengths. Since none of the sides are equal, all three angles are also different. Unlike equilateral and isosceles triangles, a scalene triangle has no equal sides and no equal angles. Every side and every angle is unique. Scalene triangles can be found in bridge designs, roof trusses, and engineering structures, where different side lengths are needed to fit specific designs and provide support. Here's an easy way to remember it. A scalene triangle has 3 different sides and 3 different angles. If none of the sides are equal, you can confidently identify it as a scalene triangle. Now, let's classify the acute triangle. An acute triangle is a triangle in which all 3 interior angles are less than 90 degrees. This means every angle is an acute angle. Even though all the angles are smaller than 90 degrees, they still add up to 180 degrees, just like every triangle. Acute triangles are commonly used in roof designs, bridge structures, and architectural frameworks because their shape provides strength and stability. Here's an easy way to remember it. If all 3 angles are less than 90 degrees, the triangle is an acute triangle. Check every angle. If they're all acute, you've correctly identified an acute triangle. The last one is the right triangle. A right triangle is a triangle that has one angle measuring exactly 90 degrees. This angle is called a right angle and is usually marked with a small square in the corner. The side opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse, and it is always the longest side of the triangle. Right triangles are used in many real-life situations, such as building construction, ladders leaning against walls, ramps, staircases, and surveying, because they help us measure heights, distances, and angles accurately. Here's an easy way to remember it. If a triangle has one angle that measures exactly 90 degrees, it is a right triangle. Look for the square corner. That's the key feature of a right triangle. Great job, everyone! Before we move on, let's review what we've learned about classifying triangles. First, we can classify triangles by their sides. An equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles, with each angle measuring 60 degrees. An isosceles triangle has 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles. A scalene triangle has 3 different side lengths, and all 3 angles are different. Next, we can classify triangles by their angles. An acute triangle has all 3 angles measuring less than 90 degrees. A right triangle has one angle measuring exactly 90 degrees, called a right angle. Remember this simple tip. Equal sides tell us the type by sides, while the sizes of the angles tell us the type by angles. Now that we've reviewed the different types of triangles and their properties, you're ready to identify and classify triangles with confidence. Let's put your knowledge into practice in the next activity. Now, let's see how triangles are used in the real world. One of the best examples is bridge construction. Engineers use triangular frames when designing bridges because triangles are one of the strongest and most stable shapes. Unlike other shapes, triangles keep their form even when heavy loads are placed on them, helping distribute weight evenly and reducing the risk of the structure bending or collapsing. If you look closely at many bridges, you'll notice a pattern of connected triangles supporting the bridge. These triangular structures help the bridge safely carry the weight of cars, trucks, bicycles, and pedestrians every day. This is why understanding triangles is important, not only in mathematics but also in engineering, architecture, and construction around the world. Another important real-life application of triangles is roof design. Builders use triangular roof trusses to support the weight of roofs. The triangular shape helps distribute the weight evenly across the structure, making the roof strong, stable, and less likely to bend or collapse. Whether it's a house, a school, or a large sports stadium, many buildings rely on triangular roof trusses to safely support heavy roofing materials and withstand strong winds and changing weather conditions. This is another great example of how understanding triangle classifications is useful not only in mathematics but also in architecture, engineering, and construction. Another example of triangles in everyday life is the food triangle. The food triangle is a visual guide that helps people make healthy food choices. It shows which foods we should eat more often and which foods we should eat less often. At the bottom of the triangle are foods such as whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. These are the foundation of a healthy diet and should make up most of our meals. As you move toward the top of the triangle, you'll find foods that are high in fats, oils, sugar, and sweets. These foods should be eaten only in small amounts or occasionally. The triangle shape makes it easy to understand that the wider bottom means eat more, while the narrow top means eat less. This simple design helps people build healthy eating habits every day. Now that we've learned about the different types of triangles, it's time to test your understanding with a fun matching activity. On the left, you'll see 4 different triangles. In the middle, you'll find the names of the triangle types. And on the right, you'll see descriptions of their properties. Your task is to match each triangle with its correct name and correct description. Take a close look at each triangle. Ask yourself these questions. Are any sides equal? Are any angles equal? Is there a right angle? Fantastic work today, everyone. Now it's time to complete your independent assignment. In front of you is a worksheet with 9 triangles. Your job is to classify each triangle by writing the correct name on the line provided. As you work through each question, remember to look carefully at the information given. Some triangles show the lengths of their sides, while others show the measurements of their angles. Use what you've learned today to decide whether each triangle is equilateral, isosceles, scalene, right triangle. Work carefully, take your time, and check each triangle before writing your answer. There may be more than one clue to help you, so use all the information provided. When you've finished, review your answers and make sure you're confident with each classification. Good luck, mathematicians. Thank you for listening and participating in today's lesson with High5 Education. Today, we explored the exciting world of triangles. We learned how to classify triangles by their sides as equilateral, isosceles, and scalene, and by their angles as acute and right triangles. We also discovered their unique properties and saw how triangles are used in real-life structures like bridges, roofs, and even food guides. Remember, understanding triangles helps us build a strong foundation in geometry and shows us how mathematics is used in the world around us every day. Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to challenge yourself with more geometry problems. Once again, thank you for learning with High5 Education. Keep aiming high, keep learning, and keep achieving. See you in our next learning adventure. Goodbye, everyone.
Struggling with math? High5 Education is here to help you. Whether you need support with mathematics, English, or science, our experienced tutors are ready to help you build your confidence, improve your skills, and achieve your learning goals. You may contact High5 Education by messaging us through our page. office@high5education.com.au, www.high5education.com.au, www.facebook.com/high5education, www.youtube.com/@high5education. WhatsApp +61435195888. At High5 Education, we're committed to helping every student excel. We look forward to learning with you soon. Thank you and bye-bye.